Pairing in nosework or scent detection describes the process of combining the target odours with the dog's reward in some fashion. Specifically to nosework, this almost always looks like food being kept in a box that also contains the target odours, usually safe inside a tin. The food is normally freely accessible and the dog is allowed to self-reward. In other areas of detection, probably the more common method entails the dog's toy or several terry cloth towels being left in a sealed Tupperware container along with whatever target odours the dog will be trained on. After a while, the dog's toy itself absorbs the target odour and can then be hidden for the dog to find. In both cases, the dog thinks they're searching for their reward, and in doing so, they're also taking in the target odours. It doesn't take many searches like this for the dog's reward to be removed and for them to search for the target odour in the exact same fashion. Pairing is normally done to begin to condition odour recognition, meaning to teach the dog to value the target odours. Most training systems that use pairing will only do so for a very short time. I myself use pairing for a few sessions, then discontinue it once it's served its purpose. That purpose being to help with odour recognition as previously mentioned, but also to help to shape the response. The more common training method uses pairing sporadically throughout the dog's training career. As their saying goes, pairing is not remedial. This is done on the more challenging hides or search areas to both incentivize the dog and to give them an immediate reward for working through the scent puzzle. In other systems that don't use pairing, that use a marker or clicker, the same can be done by simply marking or clicking the dog for sourcing odour and having the handler deliver the reward without the need for pairing. But in the aforementioned training method, there is no system of communication between handler and dog, so pairing is the only option to improve the timing of the reward delivery. The risk of not discontinuing pairing early on in the detection picture is simple confusion from the dog, as well as a lack of clarity. This is especially the case as training progresses, as food and toy distractions become a feature in trial. Another potential downside to using pairing is that we can also invite active, destructive response behaviour from the dog, which is obviously not ideal. There are some who think the idea of pairing is terribly confusing and harmful to the detection picture. The dogs who've had it used in training at all, to whatever degree, will seriously struggle through intentional distractions. But such an idea is extreme and misses the fact that the reward we use in pairing is used because the dog really wants it. It's intrinsically rewarding. So whether or not we use it to pair with odour or not, it's still something the dog will need to learn to ignore at some point. So in a nutshell, pairing can be a useful tool to help dogs understand the detection picture. While it's typically used to begin to condition odour recognition, it can also be used to help shape the desired response. Prolonged use of pairing, while necessary in some training methods that lack a communication system, isn't ideal. Thanks for watching, and as always, feel free to ask questions.